Hello, folks. My name is Mike Griffin, and I am going to go over in this short video what's called the Charlton College of Business CPA Exam Challenge. This is more or less an experiment I'm doing during this time period where we are hunkered down because of the virus. I thought maybe I could create some kind of activity that would be very useful to you and fill your time a little bit. Although maybe you're overwhelmed with a lot of homework and other things. But if you could find a couple of hours each week for the next 4 weeks, you might learn a lot about the CPA exam and get to experience some of the exam questions in a format that's sort of like a game. So let me go through how this is going to work. I have a little website set up. It's nothing too extravagant. It looks like this with some menu items here, and this link to this has been sent to you in your email. Well, obviously that's how you found this, I guess. But if you want to go back to this at any time, keep that link that I sent you. So anyway, this first menu item is the CPA challenge and how it works. And what I have here is a picture of myself, so you can see what I look like. And some of you I've had in class, but some have not. So that's the guy that's doing this thing. And I did put my biographical sketch in case you care to read about my background. But I guess the most pertinent thing about my background is that I am a CPA, so I've gone through this process. In fact, I used the Gleim publishing materials and the Gleim testing site to prepare myself for the CPA exam, as other students have also done that I've advised over the years. And my daughter, who passed the CPA exam last year, also used Gleim, but she also used Becker's and some other resources from the firm that she works for. So I've mentioned Gleim a few times here. Gleim is the publishing company that is allowing us access to their testing portal. See, these CPA review courses, which are really critical, you have to go through a CPA review course to pass the CPA exam. They have these various types of resources that they put out there that they publish to help you prepare for the CPA exam. And part of it is, it's like study outlines. Part of it is videos that you can watch. And very important part is the testing software. So that's what you're going to be working with, is the testing software in this challenge, this game that we'll play. Please read this page on how this will work, but what is most important is the schedule right down here, something to plan for, where these are what are called testlets that are going to be made available to you twice a week during a 4-week period. And the way it is structured is that week 1, the questions will be based on what is called the BEC section of the exam. Now, if you want to learn more about that BEC section of the exam, I'm going to point you to some resources later in this presentation where you can poke around and see what's covered on the BEC exam. But there'll be 2 parts, 2 testlets they're called. Now, testlets is the term that the AICPA is using for basically tests, quizzes. So when you take the CPA exam, you're really taking a series of different quizzes or tests, usually between 30 and 36 questions in length. I believe mine are around 30 questions. The first testlet that you'll take each week is multiple choice question based, around 30 questions. And the second testlet that you'll take is what is called task-based simulations. So there'll be a collection of those. Usually 4 or 5 task-based simulations are in a testlet, and you'll see questions off of those simulations. So the best I can describe these are is they're almost like little mini business cases, and you read the case or you examine some kind of document, and then you're asked questions about that case or that document. In some situations with task-based simulations, you'll be asked to do a little research on the spot, maybe visit a website and read something else, or read a bit of part of the law or tax code or the accounting codification and answer some questions. So each week this will happen. Week 2, you'll have questions based on the auditing section of the exam. Testlet 1 will be due by April 6th at 11:59 p.m. Testlet 2, which will be the simulations, 11:59 p.m. on 4/10/20. So this will go all the way through April, where we'll do this. To week 3, it will be based on the reg section of the exam. Week 4, FAR. Again, if you're not familiar with these sections, this is a time to poke around a little bit. I'll show you some links to some websites where you can learn more about the different sections of the CPA exam. As a frame of reference, the passing grade on the CPA exam is 75. So keep that in mind when you check out your scores. If you're going to do this, please read this whole section on the CPA challenge. What you will need to do to become a participant in this is that before the 30th, before March 30th, when the first Testlet is due, before then, you need to sign up. So if you go to this link and go down to this place right here, this link right here, you can sign up for this game, this CPA challenge. And when you click on that link, it's going to take you to a shopping cart at the Gleim Publishing website. It's going to look like they're trying to sell you something, but that's not the case at all. The shopping cart, and this is loading very slowly right now, but the shopping cart, there it is, will show a 0 charge. And so you just go through this and you check out, and they're going to ask you for some information, your email, maybe your address and stuff. If you weren't willing to do this, just go along with that. That will give you access to the testing center, where basically this game is going to be played. Whenever you need to take your test, you go back to this same link, okay, and you get into your place, into your section of the test, and that's how I'll be able to see your results. Okay, the rules of the challenge are pretty simple. You should read these. The big thing here is that I cannot support any technical issues you are having, nor can anyone at UMass Dartmouth. So if you're having problems with the Gleim site or signing up with Gleim, you'll have to get in touch with the people at Gleim.com for help. They do have an 800 number. You will have to do that, and you'll have to solve all that on your own. I can't do that for you. Now, we use parts of this in some of our classes, and we really have no trouble. It is a reliable system, and unless there's some kind of mass power outage or whatever, there shouldn't be any problem. We should be able to run this without any technical issues. So I have to say it again, if you're having a problem, it could be your computer or your connection, or as a last resort, I would say contact Gleim and see if they can help you troubleshoot the problem. Weekly, I will post results at the end of each week. I want to tell you there'll be just average scores and some other statistics so that you'll know how you did on each section, and you can compare your results to how your peers are doing. And also keep in mind the standard of 75%. You want to see if you're getting close to that. However, I do want to caution you, these exams are not easy. They are quite difficult. It's a rigorous process that you go through when you pass and study and pass these exams. So please do not get discouraged if your grades are below the 75, or that you're significantly below your peers, because you can certainly bring that up when you study, later in your career when you're going for this. Actually, when you're going for this, you'll go through hours of study and preparation, and that'll help boost your scores. So, for example, on average, in recent times, the average passing rates have been between 45 and 50% on the CPA exams, and you can see how that breaks down per section. But as a rule of thumb, 50% of the people who take CPA exams pass, but also as a rule of thumb, most of them, say over 90%, 99% probably, have gone through a rigorous self-study program like Gleim or Becker's or Wiley, and there's many others. If you want to learn more about the different sections of the CPA exam, I put a couple of good links here. One to the Mass Society of CPAs. They have all kinds of information about the CPA exam, and one to the AICPA. They actually are the ones who write these exams. they have a lot of information there. Now, again, you will not have the benefit of the self-study materials. You're just going to be taking the exam, see how you can do on these exams. You are welcome to use your textbooks. You're welcome to surf on the internet for answers. But just remember, in a testing environment, you wouldn't have that. You'd be really working out of your own mind. You'd have some tools that you can use during the exam, like Excel and like some research materials. But for the most part, it's what's up in your head. And so, again, do your best. See how it plays out. I think you would find the whole process very valuable. But please do not get discouraged by any low grades. Just give it your best shot. So again, if you could look at all of the items that I have on my menu here, just read through those. Glenn put a special offer up here, but that's only for people who are ready to get going on studying for real for the CPA exam. But, the first place to go is read the CPA challenge, jump over and read the rules, and then sign up if you'd like to do this. No pressure, no risk, and all the information regarding you specifically is confidential.